What is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the reaction to Survivor Series Wargames 2024. Good night of entertainment once again from WWE. They just keep putting out the hits. We got some stuff to go over, so let's go over and let's talk about it right now. Let's start with the Women's Wargames match. Again, they've aired the Wargames match so that now you can bring in weapons, and there was a bunch of weapons and a bunch of trash cans, things like that. We started off with Nia Jax and Bayley. The babyfaces had the advantage, which just doesn't work. I don't think it doesn't work. They try to newfangle it for some reason. I have no idea why. It just doesn't work. Unless you're trying to particularly tell a story, or you're trying to particularly put somebody over. Like if you're doing the thing where the last guy is the super heel, he destroys all of the baby faces and gets the win for the heel group, then maybe that makes more sense to do it that way. Not the way they did it. We had, like I said, Nia Jax and Bayley started it. The babyface had the advantage. So the next one was Naomi. Naomi came in next. Now that Naomi came in next, Candice LeRae came out. She actually stuck in front of Tiffany Stratton, so she was out next. Then next was Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair was next. She got into the race, and then after her was Tiffany. Tiffany got in there. Then next we had Io Sky. We went and grabbed her trash can, and at some point during the match did a moonsault in the trash can from the top of the cage. Tremendous. She's got a whole lot of moxie, I'll tell you that. Then Michelle Rodriguez came out. The last woman for the heels, the last woman for the babyface, was Rhea Ripley. And then the last one for the heels was Liv Morgan. She acted like she was scared. She ran back to the back, but then she came out with a bat, and she used the bat. She used the bat against Rhea Ripley. So, some people aren't gonna like the fact that she used the bat because she was swinging it, and when she was swinging it, she would have broke some ribs. She would have gave some internal damage. But it didn't seem like it really affected Rhea. So there's going to be some points deducted for that from a lot of people, including myself. So yeah, the war games began, and they went through and they did a lot of other stuff, and it just was what it was. The finish was a rip toss from the top rope to a table on Liv Morgan, 1, 2, 3, and the babyfaces won. So I thought it was a good way a nice, easy way to slide into War Games. Even though I said that there probably shouldn't have been a women's War Games match, but this one proved it to be very effective. So I give it 3.5 stars. Next was the U.S. title match between Shinsuke Nakamura and LA Knight. Only been a couple weeks since Shinsuke came back, and they really threw this on the show. And with finish, you have to wonder if something going on here. Is LA Knight maybe a little bit maybe injured, and he kind of working way through, and take some time off? What happened? Because Shinsuke Nakamura won, and won very much clean. So I don't know if they're wanting to give Shinsuke just another try or what. I'm not really sure. I don't know what the hell is going on. So But yeah, they had a very nice match. I think it was well worked from the two. It was just kind of a shocker that Shinsuke would win. So I give it 3 stars. Very very entertaining match and good on them. Next was the IC Championship match between Bronson Reed, Sheamus, and Ludwig Kaiser. And man, people thought that this might steal the show, and I think it did steal the show. It was the match. It was definitely the match of the night. Just it's Sheamus, Braun Breaker, Ludwig Kaiser can go, and they continued here. It was some great stuff. You saw some double teams on Kaiser from the two baby faces, or at least on Sheamus. I don't know. I'm not sure you know what his face is, but it doesn't even matter. Braun Breaker is just amazing, and it's really hard hitting stuff to get the shillelagh involved and hit shillelagh. We had at one point we had it where Braun Breaker was going to go looking for the spear, and he got rocked, and then he came by Sheamus with the bro kick, and it was a pinfall victory, but Kaiser came out of from where he was, and he he put a referee out so that he wouldn't count to 3. Amazing. Some more fights and battles, and we ended up with Braun Breaker pinning, Sheamus with a spear 1, 2, 3, retaining the Intercontinental Championship. It was fantastic. Again, like I said, great. 4.25 star. I gave it just magnifique. Magnifique. It truly was. So that was good. And next we had the World Championship, Heavyweight Championship match between Gunther and Damian Priest. And they told a real good story here, because at some point Damian Priest hurts his arm or his shoulder, so Gunther starts to work on it, and he's working down on it. And while Damian Priest is powering out of things, all of his power moves he can't do because his arm is hurt, right? Some really good work here from these two. Great selling from Damian Priest. And at one point he gets Gunther on the top rope and hits him with a top rope Hurricane Rana, which is amazing. No man that size, how he can do that. That's truly epic. Damian Priest, he at some point he was powering up and getting up, ready to go, and then at one point Damian was on the top rope. Gunther was looking for a superplex. He pushed Gunther off, and he himself fell to the floor, to the outside. Referee went to check on him. He said, "Give me a couple of seconds, and I'm gonna get up." So referee didn't want to go check on Gunther, and while that was happening, behind the back, Finn Balor came out, gave him the double stomp off of the steel stairs. Gunther, who wants to prove that he doesn't need any help, wants to do it by himself, gave Finn Balor an old boot to the face, and then he threw what's his face, Damian Priest in, and hit him with a powerbomb, and then locked in an arm trap choke. Damian Priest passed out. There you have it. Winner and still, World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. Great match. Love the story they told. I think most of us kind of thought maybe that Finn would get interfere in this match. Although I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't. What it would be was that it would actually be something after the match. The way they were working the match, I really didn't. I was like, oh, maybe they might actually let them go to the finishing themselves, but it's okay. The feud between Finn and Damian Priest continues on, and that's what it is. But in Gunther, maybe now get some more confidence heading into Saturday night's main event. So we will see. Again, that was really good. I give it 4 stars. And then finally, the men's Wargames match. Really, really interesting thing to do. Um, they get it right. The heels had the advantage, so they sent Tomotonga to the ring first, and then they had Sami Zayn come out, they had Jimmy Uso come out, they had CM Punk come out, then they had Roman Reigns come out, leaving Jey Uso, to by himself. But Jey Uso did his whole entrance, so so that was interesting. Jey Uso, the top merch seller in the WWE. There needs to be a thing. I'm really kind of surprised myself like what they need to do with Jey Uso, because I really think Jey Uso probably should be the heavyweight champion, but I do think that at least for it to be a main event, Punk and Seth Rollins probably need the title, and I think maybe a Goldberg interfered with a match on Jan 6th, the start of Netflix, could be good, and then CM Punk could win that, and then that's how he wins the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins wins the Elimination Chamber, and then you have Seth and Punk. Because this Wargames match is gonna lead to more distress between Seth and Punk, because Seth, didn't want anything to do with Roman, and then Punk, Punk not only teamed with Roman here, he saved him and also shook his hand. So we'll have to see. But anyway, so yeah. So I really think Jey Uso needs to needs to be a heavyweight champion. But when you're the number one merch seller, that's saying something. The people are behind you big time. Anyway, Jay and Thomas started off, and then next was Big Bronson Reed. Jimmy Uso came next, and then Jacob Fatu came next. He wrecked shops, everything. At one point, he had Jimmy up on the cage in between the ropes and Jay on the floor, and he flipped into the cage to hit Jimmy. Hit Jimmy, and then he did like a moonsault to hit Jay on the mat. It's incredible. Next was, well, it was gonna be CM Punk, but then Roman stopped him, and it was Sami Zayn come out next, and Sami Zayn then came out. Tamatonga was next for the heels, and it was going to be Roman, but Punk beat him to it, and Punk got in the ring. And then at some point, it's at that point, it's 4 people in the ring, and Punk's looking like saying, And at one point, he shuts down as if he's not going to go there, but he took a call, grabbed the toolbox, which we all know from the Bad Blood match, put 18 to 16 staples in Drew McIntyre's head. So he had that, and he was hitting with him, and I was like, oh boy, are they gonna be doing, are they gonna be, doing blade jobs now? But actually, there was no blood in either Wargames match. It's not gonna happen in women's, but I kind of thought maybe it might happen in the men's, especially with Punk there, but it actually didn't happen. So, but this, still, tool. I'm always gonna cringe when someone gets a toolbox and hit somebody in the head with it. My God. But so then we had CM Punk doing there, and then Solo Sikoa was the final one for the heels, and then he got in, did some work, and we had Roman Reigns came out. They had took a lock and picked like the rocks, so like Roman Reigns couldn't get in. So Roman went to and climbed into the cage. The folks went and got some bolt cutters, so the referee can get in the ring to count the pinfall submission. And that happened. And then we had a lot of brawls. At one point, Roman went into one of the rings where he picked up Jimmy, he picked up Jay, picked up Sammy. He didn't pick up Punk. They were looking at it. Paul Heyman came down and was pleading with them. This is what you gotta do. This is what you gotta do. And then pleading with both of them. Both of them really said, "Okay, fine, let's do this." And then they went and started the War Games match and everything like that. Very some very cool stuff in there. I think at one point they had Roman Reigns on the table. They, Bronson Reed went up to the top of the cage to jump off. Punk pulled him off. He saved him. When Roman Reigns saw that, he held out his hand to help Punk up. He helped Punk up. And then, later on, we had Jacob Fatu, who seemingly, he was going for like his little thing, and he either played it off perfectly, which I think he did. I think he played it off because he continued to match. I hope he doesn't. I hope he's not injured, but like he went to the top to do like a springboard thing, and it kind of went wonky on him, and then he was holding his leg, so hopefully his leg is fine. It was just a work, just like seemingly the ankle thing was a work. So we have that. And then they took Jacob Fatu to the other ring, put him on a table. Jimmy Uso now goes to the top of the cage, and Uso splashes Jacob Fatu through a table. So we have that. So now all the other guys are down. All the other guys are down, and it's the four OG Bloodline members and CM Punk standing there with Solo. And Solo, he's being hard. He says, "It doesn't have to be like this, but I'm still the rightful tribal chief anyway." And super kick from Jay, and a super kick from Jimmy, and a double super kick from both of them. A hula kick from Sami Zayn into a go to sleep from CM Punk, and then the spear from Roman Reigns. 1, 2, 3, the victory, and for Roman Reigns over Solo Sikoa finally. And what this should lead to is Saturday night's main event, a one-on-one match between Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns for the Ulafala, and rightful name the Tribal Chief. This is what I think this should lead to. Who knows what they have up their sleeve during the WWE. What's his face is back off his hiatus. Michael Hayes, who worked closely with Roman and the Bloodline storyline and everything like that. So he's back. I don't know what he's getting, get up his sleeve, but should be pretty interesting. And yeah, so we got that. We got some, a stare down between Roman and Punk. They shook hands. Then everybody left the ring, and they left the ring. They left hugging Paul Heyman. Punk and Heyman had a thing where he says, from SmackDown, the favor. He says, "When I want that favor, I'm going to call you." And Paul Heyman says, "Yes, you can do that." So that we still don't know what that's going to be about, but what I am hoping is that is at some point maybe the favor being in his corner, being in his corner again. Maybe when he wrestles Gunther. Hopefully if that the Gen 6 Netflix Raw. Hopefully that would be something like that. I think that would be a good favor to me. I said that I wanted Heyman to stay babyface and have the Heyman family. Like the Heenan family back in the 80s. Bobby Brain Heenan had all of his guys he managed. They called him the Heenan family. But this should be the Heyman family. The Bloodline, Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy, and CM Punk. Those are the guys he managed, the Heyman family. So, who knows? But yeah, and then they walked to the ring. They walked to the entrance. And then one last pose at the entrance. Everybody was waiting for something. I was thinking maybe you might hear, if you smell like The Rock. Nope, nothing. I'm also been, I haven't been looking at it, but I've been wondering if because last time we were here, something like this, we had a Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes scuffle out outside. So I don't know. There doesn't seem to be nothing talked about yet. So maybe they did nothing else. I'm sure they got some stuff on the post game show that I'll go back and watch after I finish with this. So, but yeah, some really interesting stuff. I thought it was a good match. 4 stars for the men's War Games match. So there you have it. That was tonight's Survivor Series War Games. Really quick, just to put in on this, I think at some point, because I saw a lot of on Twitter, bring back the Survivor Series matches, right? Bring back the Survivor Series matches, and I think that's something that would be interesting, right? To bring back the Survivor Series match. Well, I don't know why you couldn't have a couple of Survivor Series matches in between the War Games matches. You know, I don't know why you couldn't do that. That might be better. So I do think that maybe at some point, if not next year, definitely the year after that. I'm not. I think we're headed down the road to Survivor Series like 40, right? I think it was 87. So 2027 will be should be the 40th anniversary of Survivor Series. Yeah, I'm guessing that's before or 2026, maybe the 40th anniversary of Survivor. One of those 2 years. So I can see it going on like this for the next 2 years, you know, and then afterwards retiring it. Because if you're not going to do Survivor Series matches, then you just shouldn't, you know, it shouldn't be called Survivor Series. You can just call it WWE War Games. That's good enough. That's a good enough picture. Although I think you should keep Survivor Series and move War Games to like the October pay-per-view. So that's just me though. All right. So once again, it's a good night of wrestling. Really fun. We'll be back next week for WWE Deadline, NXT Deadline, excuse me. So make sure you are here for that. Click the notification bell so that when I go live, we can go ahead and talk about it when it happens. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, be it live or on demand. As always, y'all, be good to each other. Be careful out there. And I am out.